There is no doubt of the name of this large sailing vessel which has graced its image on the 10-cent piece since 1937. The particular shape of its bow and the cut of her rig, this towering two-masted schooner is unmistakable. She weighs 285 tons with a hull that spans 160 feet of mahogany, oak, and Douglas fir, and her sails reach 125 feet skyward from her mighty masts. She is impressive. She is the BlueNose.
The original BlueNose was built in Lunenburg by Smith & Rowland shipyard, same shipyard that built BlueNose 2, the Bounty, the Rose. It was launched in 1921, and she was built explicitly to race. But one of the qualifications to be in the international schooner race was that you had to spend a season on the banks. And this eliminated anybody from building a yacht. And the whole criteria was that they wanted the interests that were had the international fishermen's schooner race instituted wanted to show up the America's Cups boys. So these are seamen who go to sea and catch fish and bring it in, working seamen, versus the Vanderbilts and the rest of them who, you know, the old saying, gentlemen never sail to windward, you know.
If we look back to the time of settlement in the maritime region, we will find farmers, not fishermen.
And they had real difficulty on the south coast of Nova Scotia, and certainly I'm sure in parts of New England, earning a living from farming. So instead they turned to the sea for their living and became shipbuilders and seamen. And which is, when you think of it, as I said, quite a remarkable transition. So they had to design vessels that could stand any kind of weather all year long, fishing on the open North Atlantic. And through the turn of the century, this type of vessel slowly evolved in both countries, but led by the U.S. mainly. And as the fishermen of New England and Nova Scotia met on the fishing grounds off our coasts, off our east coasts, there always was friendly races and so on from time to time. And eventually, like specifically in 1920, a Halifax newspaper finally formalized these gatherings by setting up a trophy for a formal race.
And race she did. From her birth in 1921 to 1938, the BlueNose competed without defeat. With the end of international fishermen's races and the beginning of World War II, the BlueNose was reluctantly sold and subsequently ran aground off the reefs of Haiti.
When she hit the reef, she just completely broke up. There was nothing left. And what wood was left, the natives burned for firewood.
Years later, Captain Angus Walters of the original BlueNose made a valiant effort to revive the spirit of this sea lore, and in 1963 realized his dream on board BlueNose 2.
He was at the helm, and he was 82 at the time, and it was just so magnificent seeing that man stir that boat out off of Lunenburg into the Atlantic. It just like he was a young man all over again, and he handled it with pride.
And so he should have, because his original schooner, known as the Queen of the North Atlantic, has been portrayed on our 10-cent piece for more than 50 years. Today, the province of Nova Scotia displays the BlueNose 2 as a sailing goodwill ambassador.
It's a big honor to be on board the BlueNose. It's the pride of Nova Scotia. Not very many people get a chance to do this, and to be selected, I feel really lucky and really honored.
This is a replica of another ship, which was typical of the Grand Banks fishing schooners that fished off the east coast of Canada. There were probably in excess of 2,000 of those ships built. None are left anymore, and even though this is a replica, this is an exact replica of a Grand Banks fishing schooner, and it's the only one of this type in the world.
This majestic schooner has been under sail for 28 years now as a reminder of the legacy of its predecessor, as well as a symbol of achievement in maritime shipbuilding. I'm Mark Scott. Thanks for watching.